Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Timothy here with Mana Rocks, and we are going to do another Throne of Eldraine Draft. This time we're going to do Best of One, which is what I'm going to default to for videos for the channel, unless I hear otherwise. If people want the Best of Three videos, then we can go a little more in-depth and make longer videos. But they tend to go pretty long, especially in a format like Throne of Eldraine, which is a really slow, kind of slugfest of a format sometimes. Like, if you go look at the last video, we had, a 3.5 hour long video for 6 matches. That's a lot longer than I want to be recording. I know people lose interest after a certain point, so Best of One seems like where we're going to stick to for the channel, although I think every new set I'm going to do at least one Best of Three draft, one traditional draft when it first comes out, mostly because it's up before Best of One anyway, but that's what we're doing today, Best of One draft. So our cutoff point for being happy with our performance is 6 wins. That's when we make back what we entered with, technically, because we're paying coins here, so it doesn't matter. But we get to pay up to 7 wins or 3 losses. You know how this works by now, so we'll go ahead and skip the rest of that shebang there. But Throne of Eldraine has been a very fun set, but it's also been extremely complicated. That's the first time I remember drafting a monocolored deck like multiple times within a format, and monocolored is really well supported. I might pull up one of the pictures of a deck I played the other day to a 7-1 finish. It was a mono blue deck with a bunch of the hybrid cards. But enough talk. Before we jump into this draft, make sure you subscribe below if you like this sort of content. You can support the channel. I appreciate that. Thanks to everyone's feedback on previous videos, even though I don't necessarily agree with some of the feedback. I think Runway Together is absolutely incredible in this format, even if you have a low creature count. But that's neither here nor there. And then this time, we'll just see what we get into. Also, you can find us on Twitter at MTG_ManaRocks. All right, so 5,000 coins in the hole. Let's see what we can open up here. Change the view. All right, so Once Upon a Time is not necessarily a good card. Like, it's not a bad card. It's not a good card. It's definitely not something we have to pick here because it's not worth anything, although if we were playing on Moto in real life, we would take it for money considerations. I think this is a pretty easy first pick. I think Slaying Fire is good, although Slaying Fire does mean that we're going red basically right off the bat, and red's not the best in this format, unless we're red-blue. I'm not sure how good that is in Best of One. There's also Savvy Hunter, which, despite being a very good card, is not something I'm going to start off with, given that it's 2 colors here. Not so good that it's like better than Slaying Fire. I think these are probably about close. And then a couple other considerations. There's Flutterfox, Tome Raider, which are good in their respective colors. Not a good black card here outside of Savvy Hunter. Not really anything we really care to wheel here, though, although Tome Raider is pretty good and a little bit undervalued. And then, again, Once Upon a Time is a card you can just put in every single green deck, and you'll be fine playing it, but I think people get kind of overhyped by the fact that you can cast this spell for free. It's not like it gives you card advantage, it just gives you a slightly better open in hand, and that's not really like a rare quality card. It's not a bomb, it's not something you need to first pick unless you're drafting for money considerations. So Slaying Fire is going to be our first pick here, and we'll see what we can follow up with. Now, there's a second Savvy Hunter, which is awkward. Going double Savvy Hunter is a nice start, but we're probably still not going to take it here unless we see it wheeling or something, which it shouldn't. There are a couple good cards here, though. Not really a red card I care about. I have not really seen Skullknocker Ogre be relevant, and Fling is just not a card I'm even sure. I don't even understand why this is in the set. Maybe for standard or something. There's Garenbrig Paladin, which I think people are still underrated. That can't be blocked by power 2 or less, just really crushes the stall decks that are looking to just chump forever and ever. There is Ardenvale Tactician, which is probably the best white common. Maybe Trapped in a Tower is the best white common, but I think Ardenvale Tactician is really good if we end up going down a more aggressive path, especially maybe like Red-White Knights. There's Steel Gaze Griffin, which is solid in the blue-red 2-card a turn deck, which we showcased last time. Unexplained Visions, really powerful draw spell in this format. I think this is actually better than the Into the Story card. This just looks at so many cards, and the Scry 3 after the draw 3 just digs you super deep. And then there's Sage of the Falls, which would be my pick if I wanted to go blue-red. So I'm really narrowing it down to Tactician or Sage of the Falls, and I think I'm going to take Tactician, maybe do something completely different than last time. Or maybe not. There's a Mad Ratter. Mad Ratter is incredible. Maybe not incredible, right? It's not the best payoff you can get for the 2-card a turn deck, but it is really good. And Slay and Fire is really good as well. There's also Edgewall Innkeeper, which if I somehow pivot into like green-white Adventure, this card is very, very good on turn 1. Although I don't think green-white's the best either. There's also Moonlit Scavengers, but I haven't taken a blue card yet, so I'm a little weary of that. So Mad Ratter is definitely not great in white-red. I'm tempted to take Edgewall Innkeeper. The upside on this card is very, very powerful, especially when I already have this Tactician. And again, I'm not tied to either of these colors, so like picking Mad Ratter would be fine, and then I can prioritize some of the double draws. I'm curious what people would pick here between these two. I don't think it's any of the other cards in this pack, so it's one of these two. I did say last time, if you're going to make the game plan of winning with Mad Ratter or Improbable Alliance, you do need a way to deal with Revenge of the Ravens. I kind of want to keep myself open and just see what path I can fall into here. Like here, the best cards are blue. There's also Temptin', which is fine. There's Curious Pair, which is something I would hope to wheel to go with my Edgewall Innkeeper, but I'm just going to continue to stay open and take Charmed Sleep here as the best card in the pack, and we'll have 4 different colors, but we'll be able to pivot into whatever we feel is open. Okay, Deathless Knight, solid, although it adds the 4th color, right, because it's basically a black card. There's Trebuchet, which is fine with the Tactician kind of plan here. This is a Human Peasant. Raging Redcap, fine. Ogre Errant, fine. These are okay cards if I want to go super aggro here. I don't think I'm supposed to take Deathless Knight because I'm treating this basically as a mono green card if I do, and it doesn't look like green-black is where I'm going to end up. Corridor Monitor and Sanctuary being the only blue card means probably no for that. Same with Wolf's Quarry. So we're taking one of the red cards here, and I think the Trebuchet has some decent upside. Also blocks flyers, which is relevant in this format. Ogre Errant and Raging Redcap are pretty replaceable as far as I'm concerned, so we will replace them. Okay, next pack. Couple Slogger red cards here. Embrith Paladin, to me, is the highest upside, especially if we end up going down the night path. But we still don't know exactly what colors we are, and for that reason, I kind of want to take the Golden Egg. There's also Flutterfox, which is a nice aggressive creature. But I think Golden Egg kind of bails me out if things go very poorly here. I actually think All That Glitters could be a really strong card, but it's not really matching up well with what we have so far. Could take Lucky Clover and hope to just go really deep on this adventure deck. Garenbrig Squires would be fine there too. Lucky Clover is very nice if you get a bunch of adventures, right? Doesn't give you double draws on the Innkeeper, and we don't necessarily even have to be green, right? Innkeeper being our only green card, but it does mean that we want a couple of the green adventure cards. I think I'm going to take Lucky Clover out of this pack. Again, highest upside, double mill. We could take another Trebuchet, or we could take a Youthful Knight. Double Trebuchet actually sounds kind of good, right? Youthful Knight, this is a fine 2-drop, right? If you want 2-drops, then this and Flutterfox are both good, but man, does this card get punished by, like, everything. There's a bunch of 1/3s and stuff like that floating around that this just ends up dropping off, and I'm not in love with it, even though if I wanted to go super aggressive on the night plan, it'd be fine, but I'm going to take another Trebuchet here. And we are wheeling at this point. Seems like the easy pick would be Raging Redcap. Again, not a super powerful card or anything like that, but if we can pick up some aggressive adventure cards, we'll be fine with it. Outflank seems decent here. Looks like we're probably going white-red. There's not really any green to support this Innkeeper, and Charmed Sleep was definitely the best card out of the pack we took it out of, but not great. I think you can mainboard a True Love's Kiss in best of 1, but you probably shouldn't in best of 3. All right, here's a Garenbrig Squire. Again, leaving ourselves open to green-white or green-red or something like that. Not going to take the Scarecrow, so I'll take the Squire. Drawbridge has been a little bit better than I thought it would be. Still not amazing, but I'm going to take it here. Following up with a bunch of garbage, basically. Looks like red-white coming out of pack 1. Pretty weak pack 1. We have Slay and Fire. Oh, hoo, hoo, hoo. All right. Green-black, huh? We have a Golden Egg. Can we swing that? I mean, this has got to be just the best card in the set, right? I'm going to take it. It's pack 2. We can still make things work here. I mean, even in a GP set, and I would, like, take this in pack 2 and just try to make it work. Like, we can ditch all of our red and white here. Maybe even splash Slay and Fire. If we can get cards like Beanstalk Giant, maybe some more Golden Eggs. This card will just win most of the games we're able to cast it in. Rosethorn Acolytes start to look a little bit better too. Other than that, it's Scorch and Dragonfire, but how often are we going to get to play with Garruk? Not very often. So here is an Acolyte. Regardless of what we do, it looks like we're splashing black. So I probably want to prioritize Mana Fixin', and I probably want to stay away from Adamant cards, or at least the cards that need to have Adamant to be good. Because Clockwork Servant is very good, but it's not going to work if we're in 3 colors, right? Maybe I want to look something like this. White-green, currently, because the Trebuchets I could take or leave. Take this Acolyte. It works with our Edgewall Innkeeper. It does ramp us with Lucky Clover, which is interesting. Also fixes for Garruk and or Slaying Fire, whichever we decide to do there. And then there's Youthful Knight, maybe Clockwork Servant, Squire, Errant could wheel. But I think this is easy Rosethorn Acolyte. Flaxen Intruder, not a card I'm super excited about. I don't think that card's very good. Scorch and Dragonfire is good, but are we red? We could straight up be green-black right now. And again, we can splash the red if we pick up maybe one more piece of Fixin'. We've already got Golden Egg plus Rosethorn Acolyte. Enchanted Carriage will fit in our deck no matter what we take, so I'm wondering if that's supposed to be my pick. Green, red, splash, black is an option here. I think Dragonfire is a little bit better than the Carriage for what it's worth. There's also 2 Unveiled Treefolk, but I would hope to wheel that. I don't think it's going to wheel, though. Flaxen Intruder is so much worse than 2 Unveiled Treefolk. So another kind of interesting pick here. Scorch and Dragonfire or Enchanted Carriage. I think I'm going to take the Carriage here. Not 100% sure about that. Here's a Spinning Wheel, which again is another way to splash. So I think I'm going to take that. Green, black, we could go Lost Legion here. I don't even know why this card exists, but it does. Merchant of the Veil, I suppose. The 3rd Trebuchet. Yeah, I guess red-black is kind of... Or red-green is where we're at. We don't need this Lucky Clover right now. But Spinning Wheel gives us another piece of Mana Fixin' and ramp. Here's a Grumgully. Curious Pair, also playable. Grumgully in red-green, which is where it looks like we're at. And all of our non-human creatures come in with +1/+1 counters. Right now I have these 2 humans. And then I've got a bunch of... Well, I've got like 3 or 4 other non-humans. And this does make tokens, right? It does make tokens come in with counters, which is pretty nice with Enchanted Carriage. So Grumgully it is. And we're pretty firmly in red-green now, splash and black. And we've got 3 ways to splash already, although Lucky Clover is probably not going to make the cut here. I really want some more cheap adventure creatures, though, to go with this Innkeeper. So that's what we're going to prioritize in Pack 3. Outmuscle seems fine. Outmuscle is a little bit worse when you don't have big creatures, and this card really does need Adamant to be excellent. We could take Sporecap Spider just to play defensively, but I'm going to take the Outmuscle, I think. Another removal spell can't be that bad. Here's another Golden Egg, and here's a Siren Barrage. I actually think Siren Barrage is super clunky. I'm fine with 1, but if you already have removal, this is like something I'm not super excited about. So I think I'm actually going to take Golden Egg here. Golden Eggs help us find our Garruk as well. Here, I think this is a pretty easy 2 Unveiled Treefolk. It's nice with our Innkeeper. It works with a lot of our other cards, too. That also brings our adventure count to 2. Wonderful. And then, I guess Sporecap Spider is pretty easy pick here. I don't want Rosethorn Halberd. You have to be extremely aggressive to want that card. All right, here's a Rimrock Knight. This one can't block, so it's a little bit awkward. But it is a creature that we can just play. It works fine with Lucky Clover, but we're not super aggressive here. And the alternative is another Garenbrig Squire. I'd rather just take the adventure. All right, another Treefolk seems decent, but not great. And then Redcap might actually end up playing our Redcap, maybe our Trebuchets. Don't think we want Wolf's Quarry. Insatiable Appetite as a pump spell. Probably don't need as much. And then Dwarven Mine kind of sucks. So I'll take Raging Redcap. All right, Curious Pair Wheelin's pretty nice. I like that one. And then Fling's whatever. And moving into the last pack, I think Dance of the Manse is a sweet card, but we're not going to take it here. Not even close. We would have to pack 1, pick this or something, or already be in blue-white. There's a lot of good cards in blue-white specifically. The Archon, the Vandal, the Tapper. In our colors, we're looking at Merchant of the Veil. I don't think I want the 3rd 2 Unveiled Treefolk. And then Garenbrig Paladin. Merchant of the Veil is a human, so it's like worse with Grumgully, but it's also an adventure creature, so it's a little bit better with some of our early game creatures. Also just a decent card for filtering. Garenbrig Paladin would be just kind of another beater, but I think these tree folks are going to be fine. I'm actually going to take Merchant of the Veil here. Merchant seems fine. Sir Eleonora, good card, but not for us. Fierce Witchstalker, definitely for us. Fierce Witchstalker is fantastic, and I think it's better than all these other red cards, so easy Witchstalker. Easy. Oh, Sir Conrad. Can we get away with double black? Probably not, right? Although, there's 1, 2, 3 cards I wouldn't mind wheeling out of this pack. Sir Conrad is very easily the best non-rare in the set, and just kind of insane. I don't understand how this card got to be printed as an uncommon. Just kills everybody. The problem is it's double black. Lucky Clover can make double black with Rosethorn Acolyte, but I'm still not convinced I'm playing Lucky Clover here. I'm just keeping it for considerations. I also think Giant Opportunity is a terrible card. I'm going to take Scorch and Dragonfire and then hope to wheel one of these adventure creatures and passing up on the double black Sir Conrad. Moving into pick 4. This pack kind of sucks. This is where I'd like to have a reasonable pick, but we just don't have one. Shepherd of the Flock I do think is an excellent card, but not going to be our cut here. Roven Keep is just not even close to what we want, so I guess it's Marrowleaf Rider, and we're not very excited about that. Crystal Slipper and Bargain just aren't very good. Neither is Marrowleaf Rider, to be fair. We could take Redcap Raider here as kind of a dorky creature. It is a Goblin Warrior, I suppose. There's Fell the Pheasant, which this isn't quite a format where I'm comfortable playing a main deck Plummet effect, although it does get a little bit better when you have Merchant of the Veil or Thrill of Possibility, and you can kind of like pitch your sideboard cards if you draw them in positions where they're not good. I'm going to take this Redcap Raider. Wow, another Innkeeper, huh? But we just don't have enough we want to go all in on Innkeepers, right? We're not the quote-unquote adventure deck. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 adventure creatures. I guess 6, or yeah, 6 with these. I think it's probably just safer to play another Rosethorn Acolyte overtaking the Innkeeper. As good as Innkeeper is, I think my deck really wants these. Weaselback Redcap. Not a card, as far as I'm concerned. Probably a Tree Folk here, although I can't imagine we're going to play 3 Tree Folk. I'm not going to mainboard Return to Nature. And then we get one more pick here at a card we haven't seen. Looks like Joust might be our pick. Joust actually seems reasonable in our deck. You do need a lot of knights for it to be good. This is a knight, but it's going to die. Most of our knights are actually just going to die to that effect, but I do think it's still the pick over the 2-1 that's never triggering, or another 3-1 that's really not doing anything either. So we're on the wheel. Tree Folk number 4. I'm just going to take an uncommon for the vault. Trebuchet number 3 could be a game plan. Also Thrill of Possibility to help draw into some action, but we've got double Golden Egg. I'm not going to play Lucky Clover in this deck. We don't have the huge payoff cards for that. Garenbrig Squire, I'm not super in on that either, so it's either Trebuchet or Thrill. I think I'm going to take the third Trebuchet. Alright, Garenbrig Carver wheeled. This pack was the really good one. I'll play a Garenbrig Carver. I'm pretty happy with that one. Roven Keep can rove itself on over to the board. Same with Silver Flame. And I'm not going to play Barge in here. Combat Tricks are kind of awkward in a set that has Adventure, where most of the adventures are also Combat Tricks. So, let's see where we ended up. I have the potential to be an aggressive deck, although I've got a little bit of nonsense flying around. I think Sporecap Spider can come out. 3 Trebuchets seems like a lot, although I think I'm fairly high on Knights. 1, maybe not. 2, they're just fine on their own. 3, 4. Yeah, never mind. We're really not high on Knights at all. We have 4 Knights. I think the Trebuchets are fine on their own, but I'm not going to go all in on them if that's all I've got. I think the Crash and Drawbridge can also come out too in best of 1. It's good when you have it on turn 2 and when you're on the play, but that's a pretty corner case scenario already. And sometimes you draw this card on like turn 6 or 7. It's basically irrelevant. There's Joust, which, as I said, we only have 4 Knights, so I think it's pretty poor in this deck. I don't really love the Raging Redcaps either. They're quite nice with Grumgully, and they play pretty decently with some of the combat tricks, We have like Rimrock Knight, we have, where is it? The Garenbrig Carver, and we have, I think, one more floating in here somewhere. I don't know. It's in there somewhere, trust me. And then we still need to make 3 more cuts here. There's no way I'm playing this many swamps. I'm only playing 1 swamp. Like, come on, game. Come on. I think Edgewall Innkeeper has enough that it's good. I think Marrowleaf Rider can probably go, though. We don't have enough food, so this is kind of just like a Resco Swiftclaw. And I don't think that's very good. It is pretty nice without muscle, I'm not going to lie. If you can Adamant on Marrowleaf Rider and make it indestructible and kill a creature and then sack a food to make something else block this and eat that, that's pretty good, right? You use out muscle and a food to get rid of 2 of your opponent's creatures. But that's asking quite a bit. I think it can go away. 2 more cuts, 2 more cuts. I kind of like all of the top end. Maybe one of these tree folk can go away. If I'm playing against a blue deck or something like that, that Charm sleeps us or bounces our creatures, this gets a lot worse. Even though it is cutting an adventure from our deck, it's cutting a pretty expensive one, so I'm okay with it. I like the Curious Pair here. Maybe I don't need the second golden egg, but I do like the second golden egg. It always feels nice to cast a golden egg. Let's go and get rid of a red cap here. And then our game plan is basically Garruk. Our deck is not exactly great otherwise. We've got some removal in Outmuscle, Slayin' Fire, Scorchin' Dragonfire, yada yada yada. But outside of that, we're kind of just dorky creatures and hoping we don't get outvalued. But I like the golden eggs. They make us feel like we're drawing cards even though they just replace themselves. So this is going to be our deck. Are we going heavier on either color? Probably not. I think this is fine as it is. The golden eggs help a lot. We've got double Acolyte, which can help filter into black or red. And then we've got Spinning Wheel as additional mana fixin'. And I think Spinning Wheel is just fine. We have things that are worth ramping into a turn or 2 early. And then that tap ability is very relevant in a slow format, which this tends to be. Although I expect in best of 1, we're going to run into a lot more aggressive decks. I'm almost wondering if I want to get rid of this other red cap for like Trebuchet. And just play 3 Trebuchets as kind of our primary win con. I guess Garruk being our primary win con and Trebuchets being our secondary win con. Seems fine. Red cap, we don't have a lot of ways to buff it. We've got a couple. 1, 2... 3, 4. We have 4, I guess 5 ways, 6 ways to pump it. That's probably enough that red cap's fine here. So that's going to be the deck. Red, green, not really non-humans, not really knights, just red, green with a Garruk, and we'll see if we can ride that Garruk to victory. So again, thanks for watching. Let me know if you would have gone a different direction. I know we kind of flip-flopped around a lot in the first 4 to 5 picks of this draft. But that's how I like to draft sometimes, is just keep open and then figure out what's open and move into that path. And I think, we were rewarded enough by having a Garruk early in Pack 2 that we could pivot and make it work for us. And I think it's going to work. So, again, subscribe below if you like this content, if you want to see more. Let me know if you prefer best of 1 or best of 3. If you like the shorter best of 1 videos, feel free to comment below and let me know that. And then Twitter, MTG_ManaRocks. All right, enough of that. Let's go ahead and jump into match number 1. All right, welcome in, everybody. We are here for match number 1. We are on the draw with a fine hand. We get to go potentially Grumgully into, like, Acolyte or something like that. If I draw a 4th land, I'll probably haggle, but I don't really want to haggle right now. Opponent has a 1-drop. Flaxen Intruder. Okay. I don't mind them having that. I'm more scared of the Welcome Home. It does kind of make my Spinning Wheel a target, but hopefully they don't load up on it. I assume if they're playing that they're interested in adventure creatures, or they're just like a hyper-aggressive green deck. I wouldn't be surprised if they played like the Halberd here, the Rosethorn Halberd. And do I want to haggle away this Spinning Wheel since they have this thing? Probably not. This has to get through, and then they have to sack this to kill my Spinning Wheel. That's probably fine. I'll probably just play Rimrock Knight here. My 3-1 can trade off early, that's fine. The name of the game is just to kind of trade resources until we hit a Garruk. Opponent possibly mono green. There are a lot of mono green decks. I will attack, and my opponent can decide whether to block that or not. Not super concerned either way. If they use a combat trick, I'm actually pretty happy. Nope. Alright, so Flaxen Intruder traded for my 2-drop and got a point of damage. Let's go with Grumgully here. That makes my Acolytes a little bit better, although Merchant is a human, so it won't get a counter from Grumgully. Unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like possibly mono green. Ooh, Deathless Knight. That's a solid one. I'm not going to block it. Think I can possibly race this here. Alright, we have drawn a lot more land than necessary. Let's go ahead and jam. Deathless Knight is a very good one. Let's go... God, I hate how this happens. You have to click the creature. Sometimes you click the wrong one on accident and you get, like, a dorker. I'm definitely not blocking this thing, although I guess I could be in a little bit of trouble. My hand's not powerful. I can haggle away the forest here. Ooh, actually, that's pretty strong. What could my opponent even have in mono green here? Probably not much. They have food to kind of help in the race. But I can go Innkeeper plus Acolyte. And then attack for 6. Yeah, let's go... Maybe I should attack first. Yeah, let's go ahead and attack first. Again, human, a little awkward with Grumgully. Gotta be careful of something like Insatiable Appetite just winning the game out of nowhere. But my opponent might have to stay on defense for a little while if I put too many creatures on board. Scorching Dragonfire exiles as well, so that would be a fantastic draw. And then I can play the Mountain, and we can haggle away this. Even though it doesn't get a counter from Grumgully, it can draw a card with the Innkeeper. So I'll probably do that next turn, get my card, and then... Oh, no, we have black mana. We are the actual green-black food deck. Okay, Bell with the Brawl is good. This is also a Knight. So it will pump the Deathless Knight. I assume this is attacking? Maybe not. No, looks like we're not attacking. Alright, so kind of sitting here looking at each other. Really? Huh. That seems incorrect, because my opponent left this back to block, and that food can just get it back to their hand. Alright, let's go and haggle here. We're going to pitch this forest. Drew a Redcap Raider. Alright, so we can cast this now, or we could actually go Spinning Wheel into Merchant. And then that lets us pitch this to the Merchant's ability. Could also play land and go Raider plus Merchant, which is probably fine. I don't necessarily need Spinning Wheel right now. Oh, I actually have more mana than that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. I can go Spinning Wheel, boom, boom, right? Yeah, I can do all that. So I think I'm going to go Merchant first just to see what I draw off the Innkeeper. Okay, very nice. That gains us a little bit of life in this race. And then we can go Spinning Wheel, land, Redcap Raider. And Spinning Wheel being able to tap down that Deathless Knight seems quite nice. Alright. Oh, came in with a counter too. I forgot about that. And this can only do it on attacks, right? Tap an untapped non-human. Gets +1/+1. Alrighty. Can we draw a Garruk off the top? Pretty please. Return to nature, killing my Spinning Wheel. Interesting. I guess I'm okay with it. Oh, well, something going on here. Could just go block here. And then I have a huge attack on the swing back. Could also double block this, but that's blowout potential. This Merchant has a lot of value. Maybe I block here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Grumgully could also block. The Merchant is quite nice if I just flood out, though. So maybe Grumgully served its purpose here. Block like that. I mean, what am I playing around here? They can have, what, a pump spell? That's so annoying. Like, what happens if I just get rid of all their creatures? They can't recast the Raider this turn. Or, I'm sorry, the Deathless Knight. No, they just trade for 2 of my guys, and they have nothing? And I have a Slaying Fire up now? Awesome. So 3, 6, 4, that's 10, 11. And then I can Slaying Fire their face. Okay, let's do that. Okay. This is with Adamant as well. Pay Adamant, please. And we just for them. Okay, well, my opponent did some weird stuff there. Some very weird stuff. That attack was really bad. I mean, I don't know what they had in hand. Maybe they were hoping I didn't block and they had a pump spell or something. That's the only thing I can think of, but they just kind of gave me the game. We would have had to fight a little bit harder for that one. All right, that puts us at 1-0, though. I'm not going to complain, and I think our deck played out just fine. The Innkeeper did work. Grumgully did work. Everything kind of played out pretty smoothly there, even if I don't think we played against maybe the... I don't know. I don't want to say anything insulting, so we'll just go ahead and jump into match number 2. All right, match 2 up. Awkward. We have a Rimrock Knight, and then if we draw a third land, we can play Trebuchet. This is close. If we draw specifically a forest, this hand's quite good. But if we don't, it's pretty bad. I think I'm just going to mull this. Rimrock Knight is not a strong enough reason for me to potentially get stuck on 2. All right, well, that's decent. Let's go... What's more important? Forest to the bottom, I suppose. We'll play Innkeeper and hopefully just draw, like... I don't know, what 2-drop adventure do we have? Because this could make up for a mulligan. Looks like... Oh, no. That's a Fairy Guidemother. Always looks like a Ginger Brute, but it's not. +2/+2 until end of turn. My opponent might just take this block. I'm going to go ahead and attack and use my Carver. And pass the turn. Next turn, we can cast Acolyte and kind of undo our mulligan. Might start getting beat down by this Guidemother. Okame Adversary. Ugh, and I'm playing green. That's really bad for me. Really bad. I'm probably just going to have to let them draw cards off that. That is unfortunate card for my opponent to have in a best-of-1 case. All right, let's play 2-3 and draw an extra card here. And then our opponent's just going to outcard us pretty quickly, I think. I would have to double block that into the face of potential pump spells. Youch. This card is very good, but it is insanely good when you're playing against green opponents. Alright, not too bad so far. So here we can go attack with both. We have this Carver up. If we Carver, then we can't do anything else for the turn. Guess that's not 100% true. Could also just cast Carver for 4. Or I can go Acolyte into... Yeah, I can do that. So I'm going to go ahead and attack with this. They're not blocking. They're 1-mana green spell can't think of right now. I mean, if they block, that's okay for me. I get to use half of a card to kill Flutterfox here. If they don't block, I'll cast Carver and have it to potentially just block. Alright, they take the 1, cast this. I mean, get a little bit more leverage out of the pump. So I can actually... Ugh, I'm going to get blown out. That's fine. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. They're green-white, so they don't have a lot of ways to blow me out, actually. I'm going to play an Acolyte, and I'm going to hold up the block plus the +2/+2 to trade my Acolyte away. For that Okame Adversary. There's a good chance they want to just drop an artifact or enchantment anyway this turn to get Flutterfox into the air. So we'll see. I mean, if they have like Outmuscle, that's pretty bad. Hengewalker is not the worst, especially the pre-combat Hengewalker I'm okay with. Yeah, I mean, it gives this thing flying, which is fine. I'm getting beat down pretty heavily. Golden Egg helps with that. Golden Egg number 2 also helps with that. So what are we doing here? I can attack with... I can't just sit back on defense forever. This thing attacks pretty well. Can also go Spinning Wheel into Golden Egg. And then hold up a Golden Egg activation with these. And that gets me more mana on board. Potentially draws me a land as well. I kind of want to get the creature on board, though. So if I go this plus Golden Egg and I hit a land... I really need to hit a land on Golden Egg, though. So I can go this, plus hold this up. Because if I don't hold up a spell, then this is probably attacking. Ugh, this is bad. Alright, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Let's go Golden Egg and hope to spike a land off the top here. If not, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Rimrock Knight, okay. That's actually a cheaper spell. So now I can go Redcap Raider plus Rimrock Knight on defense. Although I don't love playing defense here. Opponent with 5 cards in hand. And a board that's going to stop us from attacking relevantly. Plus they're getting to the point where they can start suiting up their creatures with things like Oakham, or the Tree Folk. I don't know what it's called. You know, the Tree Folk. Alright, down to 10. Opponent going to drop a big one on us. Yeah, that was one that I was afraid of. Alright, Enchanted Carriage is respectable. Costs a lot of mana, though. If I cast that, that's all I'm doing this turn. I could cast this and draw a card. I could go Spinning Wheel plus Egg. Same kind of problem here. I just don't have... I need removal for these, and then maybe I can fight through their creatures on the ground. Probably does mean I need to get more creatures, though, right? So I think we're going to go Enchanted Carriage here. I do kind of want to draw cards this turn, though. Alright, let's go Enchanted Carriage here. Could attack with Raiders, but don't think I'm in a position to really be attacking, unfortunately. And we'll go and pass the turn. I am scared that I'm going to die. If they have a Fairy Guidemother, I am just dead. This is 7, 8, 9, 10. And these decks tend to play multiples of the Fairy Guidemother. Pretty good aggressive card. Nope, opponent's going to go ahead and play a little bit safe. I can respect that. I'm going to have to start attacking them, though. They're just going to keep playing creatures is the problem. Oh, they're making a second white mana. Oh, making blue. Okay, they have an Oko. Well, I mean, sure. You have an Oko. That is problematic. Into Mysterious Pathlighter. Alright, well, we are getting hosed. Ooh, we have a Garruk, though. So Garruk can destroy a creature. Right, so... if we go Garruk, destroy Pathlighter, then they kill Garruk, right? But then they have to attack it. I don't have a way to stop them from killing it. Could go after Oko. I can't. I'm going to lose this game. I can't fight through this Oko right now. I can't kill my opponent, and I can't stop them from killing me with the flyers. So I don't see how I'm winning this game. Maybe the Death Touchers don't do it either. I'm sorry, they don't have Death Touch. The Wolves aren't going to do it, I should say. Maybe I go Garruk here and plus, or 0. Then they attack for 2, 4, 5. That's probably not good enough either. This is tough. I don't see a way for me to win this game through this Oko especially. And I know my time's ticking down. I think I've just got to kill a creature here and buy some time. Maybe draw a land here. Let's destroy probably just the Pathlighter. Draw a card here. Swamp. Okay, that's awkward. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pass. So Flutterfox can kill Garruk. Fairy Guidemother can still attack me. Paladin can start getting in there as well. I guess the good news is they only have 1 card, so if we can maybe find a Slay and Dragonfire or something, then we can fight through this, but I don't see how we're beating this Oko. Especially with our Garruk going down this turn. If I attack with Enchanted Carriage, I imagine they just block with the adversary. Okay. And again, we have some golden eggs to kind of buy time. But we don't have enough mana to kind of deploy as many things as we need to and hold up the activations of food, right? Them making things into 3/3s isn't super threatening. I guess they can start making 3/3s out of their food. Sure. Okay, so there's some potential here. If I can kill this Hedgewalker now... No, never mind. Forget everything I was saying. Alright, so giant board. Gotcha. Alright, land. Spinning wheel, maybe. So I can attack this at Oko, which means I probably want to play a creature first, but I kind of want to hold these both in hand as well. No, this is fine. I can go Rimrock Knight, crew this, attack Oko. Maybe I'm just supposed to go for them. I can't fight through all this, though. Oko is absolutely nuts. Ugh. Yeah, okay, so we used our black card. We can tap our black mana. I'm going to go and cast this thing first. That draws us a card. We find Trebuchet, actually. Trebuchet does block the flyers. The problem is Oko can turn it into a creature, because Oko is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know if I can afford to attack Oko. Maybe I do. What do they do? Block with adversary, right? Yeah, I mean... Get out of here, OneDrive. Alright. Got to do something. I can't just ignore it. Could attack with the Raider as well. Alright, let's go... Attack. Attack. I might just be dead to the massive 3/3s on board. Yeah, like if they attack with everything, can I even live? Block, 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 block. I mean, I can live like a turn. The problem is if I attack with both of these, I actually don't have something to block this now. So that's a problem. So I can only really afford to attack with one thing, which means I should hold this back. Alright, let's attack there. Let's go ahead and tap a Meowth. I should probably tap this, because that's the one I least likely want to block with. And let's see what they end up blocking with here. Garenbrig Paladin would be fine. Yeah, this is okay. So this has trample, right? Yeah. So right now I'm dealing 1 to Oko. I can go Carver. That puts Oko down to 4. And then Oko can't steal my Trebuchet if I play it. But then I also have to chump this. That's pretty bad. Maybe I should have thought better about what I was tapping for this thing. I could also just let this happen and deal 1 to Oko here. And then I can play Carver on defense against this Garenbrig Paladin. I think that's kind of what I have to do. And if my opponent minuses on Trebuchet, maybe that's fine too. Alright, well, we enchanted the carriage for no reason. Not my best play. I need my opponent to make like an attack somehow that lets me get a bunch of their resources off board. Or maybe have them forget that Trebuchet has reach and eat this Guide Mother. I don't know, I'm being a little ambitious here. The fact that I'm not dead is something, I suppose, but I have to deal with Oko, I have to deal with all their threats, their flyers, and I have to deal with them potentially drawing more threats off the top, while I already don't have good blockers for their field. And I played my last turn very poorly. I'd have at least one more chump blocker. Alright, Oko's making a food, sure. Alright, let's see if there's an attack. Okay, yep. Ooh, okay, my opponent seems to have forgotten about the Trebuchet having reach. That's good. Maybe. Alright, so let's go ahead and crew. I need to block. If I'm taking 2 in the air and just eating this Fairy Guide Mother, then I need to block at least 1, 2, 3. I need to block at least 4 of the other creatures. So if I go tap, tap, make the carriage, put the carriage here, then a lot of these other things are chump blocks. That's where I'm going to have to be anyway. So I do think we tap here. Alright, let's go to blocks. Let's attempt to eat that. Let's put this here, and then we have the Carver up for it. 2/3 can block 2/3, or I could double block a 3/3. Like I would go here, here, and then what does this have me taking? A lot more than I can afford to take. If I block here, then I take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not going to cut it, so I can't afford to even double block. I have to just chump, is that right? That's not true. Rosethorn Acolyte can block here. Mouse can block a 3/3. And this is still really bad. And this has me taking 3, 4, 5 damage. And they could also have something relevant in hand here too. A pump spell would kill me, sure. Oh, they have something? Ugh, they drew a pump spell. Oh, interesting. So, question is, do I want to throw away Trebuchet, or do I want to throw away the Carver? Because I can play my Carver. Oh, shoot. Come on, timer. No, I didn't even get to use this. Jeez. Now I just threw away both my creatures. Alright, well, the timer got me there. I was trying to figure out what to use this Carver on, but it doesn't matter anymore. Alright, we'll go and concede this game. That's tilting. I mean, we're still in pretty bad shape, but we just threw away our creature. I was probably going to eat this, and then Trebuchet gets to stay online there. I think we're still losing, but the timer got us there. Anyway, we're going to take a loss to Oko and some beaters, and we will be back for match number 3. All right, welcome back to match number 3. Seems like a fine curve-out hand. Could benefit from having a 2-drop, but another force would make this hand quite good. 2 more force would make it very good with the out muscle. Opponent's mulling to 6. I assume, well, I'm not even sure which of these is better to play on turn 3. Probably the Raiders, just hits for more, although Red Cap into out muscle hits for a lot. Here comes another Fairy Guide Mother. Maybe a Ginger Brute. Please Ginger Brute me. There was a pause there, so maybe they have a Fairy Guide Mother and they chose not to play it on turn 1. Using the pump, I assume. And it's perfectly defensible. Although if they didn't have a 2-drop, that doesn't make quite much sense. So I'm not sure what 1-drop they could have here. Another forest is not exactly what I wanted. I'm going to play Raider here. And then see what they've got for a 3-drop. Might just get a clean attack with this Raider next turn. Forest off the top would be awesome. Glass Casket's annoying. Not that much of a problem, to be honest, but Forest off the top. Curve into Witch Stalker into Carriage. Forest. Ugh. Okay. Let's just play our 3-drop and pass. I don't have a main board answer for Glass Casket. Embereth Shieldbreaker would be awesome. Opponent seems to be doing just fine. Any land gets us this Enchanted Carriage, which is nice. 1 white, huh? What am I playing around for 1 white? Not much. I am going to play this Enchanted Carriage, though. And I guess I could have probably free-rolled an attack there. No, actually, that's... I lied. That's not good. Let's not do that. I would like to use this out muscle on this Red Cap if possible. I don't really want to use it on the Enchanted Carriage, but if they play a creature I can't get through, then that might be better. Ooh, are they making tokens? They are making tokens. This card is very good. Ooh, 2 Unveiled Tree Folk on Red Cap is a real deal. So that turns it into a 3/4. And then there's no blocks that make that really good for them. If I go in with the Carriage as well, they can block with all 3, and I eat this and this. That seems like a fine trade, right? And then this loses a lot of its value. I think I'm going to do that. Let's go Tree Folk on the Double Striker. And let's enchant this Carriage. I guess it's already enchanted. We're going to accrue it with some mice. And we're coming in for 10 here. I don't mind trading the Carriage for, you know, half of this plus the Shambling Suit. I guess a chump block is also fine. Nice. I think that was a fine result. Of course, if they have like trapped in a tower for this Red Cap, it's not great for me, but I think my hand's fine here too. Would love to draw another green source, but even a mountain gets me the 6/5, which is pretty respectable on this board. If they play this, I probably want to kill it as soon as possible. But I still have a turn before it becomes that much of a threat. Card is very good. I haven't actually gotten to play with it yet, but I've played against it a couple of times, and it's been extremely relevant. I think a lot of people just assume this card was bad because it's a 2/2 and the adventure doesn't look great, but the overall quality of this card is very good. Even if it didn't have an adventure, it'd be a very playable card. But you have to watch out if they, 2/3 coming in. What does that mean? Into nothing? Suspicious. They could have double pump spell. Let's see, if I attack with this, what's the worst that could happen? They could have +3/+3. Or they could have, like Silver Flame Squire. +2/+2 and untap a creature. That would make this a 4/5. Which means Red Cap would trade for it. I don't really want to outmuscle then. I think we're just going to play my 6/5 and pass. That also means next turn, if I draw another forest, I could have this up. Yeah, let's just build out the board here. I'm going to attack with my mice, I think. I don't care what happens to the mice. Hopefully it's not like the dumb flash rare or something like that. But if they want to trade a card for a mouse token, I'm okay with it. Like, it's probably just Silver Flame Squire. Sure. Fine by me. Throwing away the mouse, not the best thing in the world, but get a point of damage in. It's not nothing. Alright, let's see what they have. Outmuscle should be pretty good here. Alright, Silver Flame Squire. Them casting that and not Occam Ranger means that they're holding up something. And I don't want to just attack willy-nilly into tricks unless I also draw a trick. Although, most of the tricks they can have aren't super effective. The best one they can have, I think, is Insatiable Appetite. And without a food, that's just Giant Growth. Which lets them trade, like, a 2-power creature for Tree Folk. Alright, Lonesome Unicorn. So this probably gives me a good attack next turn. Okay, especially with the forest. So we are going to outmuscle, I guess give this a counter, make it indestructible and fight this. And then I can attack with everything except the carriage. Actually, what happens if I go indestructible? Or what if I do this without indestructible? Make this a 4/5, have it fight this, that takes 2 damage. And it has 4 damage, so it can't die in combat. So I can do this without Indestructible. And then I can still play Squire and boot up the carriage as well. Yeah. Yeah. This fights this. Pay this. Yeah, no combination of blocks can actually kill this now. And then play the Squire, that way I can boot up the carriage. And send in everything but the mouse, I think. I don't really want to give them a free block on the mouse here. But they have to double block either of the big things in order to get that out of the way, and everything else is a chump block. Oh, they can't even kill the Tree Folk unless they triple block it. So they might double block the Enchanted Carriage. Or take 10. I am out of stuff now, right? I don't have any more removal spells or anything like that, but this puts me in a pretty good position. They've got some clunkers in hand that don't change the board too much the turn they come down. And their board is clear right now. Alright, this looks fine. We also have another beater coming down, which is good. Alright, looks like removal on my red cap. Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, these are not going to get the job done. Lonesome Unicorn, and they're dead. This, they would have to have something really good to back it up, otherwise it'd just be a chump block. So their hand is going to dictate this game here. Alright, and it didn't seem like they had anything there. So red-green just beat down. Yeah, worked out pretty well. Not particularly anything synergistic there, just playing creatures on curve and smash in face. That does put us at 2-1, so positive record. Let's go ahead and climb up some wins here before we take some losses, and I'll see you all in round number 4. All right, we are here for round 4. Not a strong hand, but it definitely gains a lot of life, and very keepable hand with the Golden Egg giving us a redraw. This is the type of hand I would love to have the turn 1 Innkeeper, because we could just go 2-drop, 3-drop, and just draw tons of cards. Outmuscle is fine to curve into here. Let's go, let's make a food. Create a food token. Pass the turn. Probably just still play Golden Egg on turn 2. That way if I do draw Innkeeper, I can go Innkeeper plus Curious Pair. Opponent mulliganed. Rafa mulliganed. Alright, draw Innkeeper. One time, draw Innkeeper. If not, I'll play Acolyte, and then that gives us a turn 4 Enchanted Carriage. Turn 5 Outmuscle. Pretty good. Against black, which is pretty good in this format. Let's go and run out some green mana. And let's see if our guy gets Reeve Souled. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, they Reeve Soul here. I guess on their turn, of course. They have a black instant, apparently. Maybe Lash of Thorns, the Death Touch thing. Trebuchet. Okay. Well, now I have options. I can play the Carriage. Or I can just Tree Folk this thing up and start bashing. That's pretty risky against, like, Bacon to a Pie or something. So I think I'm just going to go Carriage here. They're probably red-black knights, but red-black has decent removal. Yeah, let's just go and get this Carriage down and pass. Carriage can just naturally attack through things, and they might play a juicier target than the Trebuchet next turn for this Outmuscle, which I do have triple green, whether it means tapping the Acolyte or tapping the Golden Egg. I prefer to tap the Acolyte, but if it gives me a better attack, I might use the Egg. Also, can we just draw Garruk next turn? Is that too much to ask? Probably, right? Alright, let's see what they got. Hopefully they don't have Embereth Shieldbreaker. God, that card is really good in this format. Like, they just pay a red mana to kill this, and they still have a creature. It's like Reclamation Sage. Feels really bad for you. If they pass with, like, 4 mana up, they're probably... Oh, Scorching Dragonfire. Okay, sure. That's not an essential part of my plan to have that creature. I do feel like they have the Death Touch thing, though. Given how many pauses they're having here. It gives +2/+1 in Death Touch. Maybe I should just outmuscle this right now. Or I could get more bodies on board. If I attack, they're going to give +2/+1 in Death Touch, though. And I'm going to trade this for this and a card from their hand. Is that good enough? And then I just play like a 6/5? That might be good enough. And I get to keep my Outmuscle. We know they have it, too. So the question is, am I okay trading this off? Or do I want to just go for the Outmuscle and really get them? They might even use it in response, forgetting about the Indestructible. That would be extreme. I kind of don't want to use this, but we have another Acolyte in hand, so it's okay. I think I'm going to go for the Outmuscle here. 5/5 is still pretty relevant on board. Let's go ahead and make a green mana. Alright. Pay Adamant. I guess they still have the Lash the following turn too, which is not great. Alright, opponent, just once, use the trick. Use the trick if it doesn't work. Oh, no. They know it doesn't work. No. Alright. Maybe it might be best to just try and get that thing out of their hand as soon as possible, because they're going to have it later in this game too, right? Alright, so let's see. Bacon to a Pie, maybe? Embereth Paladin. Ooh, if they attack me with that, I'm super okay with it. Yes, yes. Witch Stalker's nice. So I could actually go this plus Curious Pair. That attack seems not amazing. Yeah, let's go Rosethorn Acolyte plus Curious Pair. No, I want to cancel. That is not what I wanted to do. I guess this is fine. God, that's what I'm talking about. At least this card doesn't harm you for doing that. Let's play Curious Pair. I'm actually not going to block with this basically ever. So I'm going to crew with this. Attack for 7. And play Curious Pair here as a blocker for the Embereth Paladin. And opponent's at 8. This is a pretty shoddy blocker. It trades off, but that's okay. Oh, they didn't even adamant this. Youch. This card's pretty bad if you don't adamant it. It's also really bad on defense. I do think this is a playable card if you're looking to be super aggressive. Which my opponent is clearly playing like Knights or something like that. But Epic Downfall. Converted mana cost 3 or greater. Why is my opponent going after my mana dorks? I guess it doesn't work on anything else. I'm going to block you. Okay, so if I attack with this, they trade. They don't even need to use the Death Touch thing. Oh no, this becomes a 5/5, so they do need to use the Death Touch thing. I can attack with everything and then play like a Witch Stalker. Or I could actually play the Witch Stalker first. Yeah, I think it's fine trading off my carriage for this plus a trick and then putting them down to 5 and just having another beater on board. Trebuchet might be able to kind of mop things up, and I have this Tree Folk as well. I guess they could have something else that I'm not thinking of, but I'm really not sure. I think they have Lash of Thorns. What else could they have here? Slaying Fire's an instant. Oh, Blacklance Paragon. That's actually way better than I was thinking. Either way, this is all still fine. They gain 4. Okay, maybe they have some big beater or something. Enchanted Carriage of their own, sure. So I can go 2 counters on Witch Stalker here, I think. Oh, actually, never mind. I can just attack with Witch Stalker and use this and then have Trebuchet up as well. If they don't block, I mean, they're just taking 4 to the face, so that's not great. I think they have to kind of put the carriage in front of this. Ooh, if they just block with a mouse, that's really bad for them. Yep, looks like crewing. Maybe I should have attacked with my mice as well. I probably should have attacked with the mice as well. Alright, there goes the block. Let's go ahead and +2/+2. And opponent goes down to 8. And we'll play a Trebuchet. Alright. Well, we didn't win as easily as we thought we would, but we're still doing quite fine here. Gotta be careful running this into removal now, though. But Trebuchet's pretty threatening when they don't have much going on. Giant Skewer is not. This card is so bad. Although, it's going to be fine here, but it's so bad. Alright, that actually gives them, like, a decent block here. Block on Witch Stalker. But I'm going to put 2 counters on it. And then... This is not a knight. Yeah, I'm just going to put 2 counters on my Witch Stalker. And I'm going to attack with just Witch Stalker here. I guess if I attack with both, and they block, they take 4. And they could block a mouse, though, and then take 6, 7. Oh, no, they would have to block a mouse, take 6. And then they still get to keep this, and they get a food token. Because if I attack like this, and they block mouse, or rather, if they don't block both mice, and they go like here, then they take 7, and in response to making a food, I can kill them with Trebuchet. But I'm throwing away a mouse basically to... I don't know. I think this is fine. Because if they mess up, the Trebuchet kills them, and I'm not worried about them attacking me back. Yeah, so now they take 4, 5. I guess this doesn't kill them. What am I talking about? I have no idea what I'm talking about. This is still fine, though. Because now I get to keep a mouse. And they have to still use 2 mana on that. I don't know where I was getting my math from here, so completely ignore me. Alright, so now they need to kill a Witch Stalker. Yep, that's pretty good with the whatchamacallit. Ooh, and they had to gain life there, so they don't even get the giant skewer up the red cap. So I think they're just dead. Yeah. All right. I did some bad math there, but I went to college for English, so it's fine. English and philosophy. Taught math. Anyway, that's going to put us at... Oh my god, what just happened? Where did all these chances for glory... What's with the duplicates? All right, anyway, maybe I hit some milestone or something. I don't know. But 3-1. Let's keep this thing rolling. Round 5 coming up. All right, welcome back, ladies and gents. This is a pretty good hand. The Innkeeper's always promising, even though we don't have things to kind of do with it. And despite not having red mana, we have this golden egg. And pretty good 4-drop if we get there. So let's go turn 1 Innkeeper. I don't think there's anything in this format that kills a turn 1 Innkeeper. There's no shock or disfigure or anything like that. Granted, we don't actually have a way to draw a card off of it right now, but we're going to play Golden Egg next turn almost assuredly. It's not a bad draw. Wouldn't mind just drawing a mountain, but a Rosethorn Acolyte would be nice. Can't actually cast that. Outflank for 0? No. Youthful Knight, pretty good. Perfect. So let's go ahead and just play Raging Redcap here. As much as I want to get my value off this, I'm still partial to playing on curve here. Even though Youthful Knight and Raging Redcap currently just trade with each other. But we have the outmuscle potential again. That was very nice for us last time. Don't know our opponent's second or tertiary color yet. But if it's just white, I guess they have Glass Casket and they have Trapped in a Tower. So loading up everything on one creature, not a plan I usually love. Unless I'm against like red-green or something. But we'll see what the opponent does. The Hello 32. Maybe mono white too, you never know. Maybe mono white. If they don't give me a juicy target for outmuscle or they don't tap out, I'm probably just playing Witch Stalker. Not blocking this. Not trading my red cap for your combat trick. No way, Jose. Interesting. So they can outflank for 1. Again, this looks like Silverflame Squire. The +2/+2 untap, so there's no reason for me to attack here. It's almost assuredly what they have here. I would bet money on it. And Rimrock Knight, unfortunately, does not get this out of range. They would still trade, but I think Witch Stalker's fine here. And I kind of want to just cast this. You're up, opponent. We are not running into your trick. I mean, they could not have it, I suppose. Ooh, blue-white. The plot thickens. Blue-white is quite strong. Yep. Same deal. It's good on a first striker. Let's see if they want to sit behind it again. Witching Well. Okay. Opponent being very careful about things. I can go for the outmuscle here and here. Silverflame Squire would not save it. In fact, I don't think there's any white card that would save this now. If I go outmuscle Witch Stalker on this thing. And I can even hold up Rimrock Knight. Plus, my guy's indestructible. If that's the case, I want to put the outmuscle here, but if they Silverflame Squire, that wouldn't kill it. So I'm going to go Forest, and we're going to go Quad Green. Witch Stalker can fight this thing. Pay Adamant. This lets me hold up Rimrock Knight too, which I'm probably just going to throw that out on red cap, to be honest. So Silverflame Squire does nothing. There might be something else I'm forgetting about. There's still some cards that I'm iffy on. Oh, Shepherd of the Flock. Okay. I still get a counter here. I forgot about Shepherd of the Flock. That's I didn't get blown out or anything, but I'm going to attack, and I'm going to Rimrock Knight my Raging Redcap. This gets me in for 6, 7, 12 damage. Puts our opponent on the back foot very quickly. They can't afford to, I think, just hold up combat tricks forever. And this is going to draw me a card next turn. I didn't actually see what they did with their Witching Well, by the way. Alright, they do have the Trapped in the Tower into creature, it looks like. Yeah, that shuts me down a little bit. So 3/1, yeah, it has to be this basically. Merchant of the Veil. So question is, what do we cast here? If I cast this, draw a card. I could cast this first and then have more mana available. Those both seem like fine options. This does not draw me a card even though it's a better attacker. So should I attack with Rage and Redcap here is the question. Let me cast this first. Swamp. Okay. No such luck. Let's go make a red mana. Actually, maybe I just want to trade here. My creatures are still fine against them. Just keep them off of creatures. Maybe not. This is just good with some of my other cards. I'm going to go ahead and cast this thing. Auto pay. Draw another card. Mountain, sure. Let's go ahead and play, I suppose, the Swamp in case they make me discard it or something. And I'm going to hold back, I think. This is doing a pretty good job of blocking my team. I can now start activating Merchant of the Veil if I draw too many lands. But I could fall behind here if my opponent outdraws me. My creatures aren't, like, absurdly good or anything. I do have some pretty good removal spells in this situation. I haven't seen the Scorch and Dragonfire basically at all. And we do have a Slaying Fire in our deck. Something like Enchanted Carriage or another beater would be nice. 2 Unveil Treefolk would be pretty good. Sure. Still leveraging the Silver Flame Squire, I see. So they're probably... Oh, nothing. Huh. That was kind of what I wanted to draw here. I really don't want to get blown out, though. So maybe I play something hoping they, like, counterspell or something. Like, if I attack with everything, they untap and they have, like, a flash creature. How bad is that? If they, like, I don't know, hypothetically eat 2 things, this and this, they take 2, 3. If they Silver Flame Squire and then I go for the pump spell on whatever they block, and then they, like, run away together, that doesn't seem too bad for me either. Could just play more creatures here and use Merchant of the Veil as well. That's probably fine. They could have a counter spell, which would kind of set them back a little bit. Oh, I don't have red mana to actually activate this thing, do I? No, they didn't cast anything last turn. They want to draw with Witch and Will, I guess. Should probably make them use something, right? Running out of time again. I'm just wondering how good is this. It's probably good enough. I get to cast it post-combat. Alright, I'm going to attack with everything here. I'm going to press the advantage. If they block like this, I mean, they have to have 2 things to really blow me out here. We know Silver Flame Squire. That's almost a given. And that uses 3 of their mana. So sure. Plus something else. I mean, they could just die to this if they don't block right. Oh, Brazen Borrower. Well, I wasn't playing around the Mythic Rare. Disgusting. They're going to block Merchant of the Veil, I suppose. Oh, Rimrock Knight. So, I have 6. I haven't played a land yet. I'm going to go probably Redcap plus Carver and just get more bodies on board. Opponent's going to take 3 here down to 4. Actually, I'm probably just going to play both of these. Brazen Borrower. This thing can only block flyers, though, which is kind of a problem for my opponent here. Alright, let's go Redcap plus Raiders. And then, I mean, they might just have to play out a bunch of dorks here. I think Carver has value as a combat trick in my hand. Was not playing around the Mythic Rare. Really, this card is very good. Despite being kind of like a boring looking Mythic, like it's very good. All right, let's see what else they play. Can't be Borrower. Borrower does nothing on this board. Literally can't block. All right, and then Shepherd, and then what could they have for blue? Another Witching Well. So not looking good for the opponent because this thing's going to gain Trample. I can tap the Fierce Witch Stalker to give it Trample. So got to try to kill him this turn. Kind of want to cast this pre-combat as well just to draw a card off the Innkeeper. I might just hit Slaying Fire or something. Let's go Boom Boom. I don't actually have the mana for Garruk, so let's use this. Do I want to make a food token first? I don't think that matters very much. Yeah, let's go ahead and just cast this. I don't need the food token. 2 Unveil Tree Folk. Alright. Well, 1, 2, 3. If I go Tree Folk here, give this 5 power, tap a creature into it, give it 6 power. They would have to block everything on it to not die, right? And then everything else gets through. Is that right? Oh man, I need to do something quick. Alright, let's go. Yeah. So 5 power, tap into it, give it 6 power. They have to block with 3 creatures. Okay. This should work. Running out of time. And then we attack with everything. We tap this to give it trample. They can't first strike it off. They don't have enough to block my other creatures. And unfortunately, I have a bunch of 1 toughness creatures. This doesn't have first strike, does it? No. Alright, I'm thinking a little bit too long about my turns here. Opponent's deck looks sweet. Just a nice blue-white adventure deck with some card advantage. We saw 6 cards from them, but they were all decent ones. Again, I think Shepherd of the Flock is just a very good card. Just protects you, it fulfills your adventure stuff, so on and so forth. Nice win there. Things looked a little dicey for maybe a turn there, but I think we managed to get that one pretty easily. Puts us at 4-1 so far, pretty good record. Potential 3 more wins on our hands here, so we'll go ahead and jump into the next match. Again, thanks for hanging out. It's been fun. Match number 6 coming up. All right, this is a pretty easy mulligan. Oh man, just swap these out for Forest, and this hand is so good. But easy mulligan, despite having my Garruk. Here we go. This is what, actually the same exact hand, but with a Forest instead of a Garruk. What do I put on the bottom here? Maybe a Mountain? Do I want to get greedy, or do I want to just put, like, Carriage on the bottom? I think I'm going to get super greedy here. Nah, that's probably too greedy. Ugh. That might have been wrong. Probably just cast this as a creature next turn. Ah, Mountain. Gingerbrute? No, Haggle. This is an instant. You can wait on it, but it's fine. Discarding a Mountain. Oh, look. Hey, look. The same exact combination of cards. All right, let's find some lands, hopefully. I could make a thing this turn and draw into another card next turn. Is it worth making the food here or just get the body on board? I think I can afford to make a food. Problem is, if they actually kill this next turn, I don't get to draw the card. I want to guarantee the card here. Alright, Trebuchet, not good. Not good. We scryed a land to the bottom, we're going to get punished for it. I'll take a Rimrock Knight. Can I have that? Uh-oh, blue-red. 7 dwarves. Uh-oh, we're getting memed on already. I'm going to play Trebuchet and just pass, I think. I could probably free roll an attack into this, but I don't like that plan. Let's keep some 1/3s on defense here. I mean, if I just rattle off a bunch of lands, this is great. Also, Rosethorn Acolyte would be amazing now. To draw a card, to ramp into my guys, fix for Garruk. It's kind of like the perfect card here. Do you have a second 7 dwarves? Do you have 14 dwarves? If I double block, what happens? They use Rimrock Knight, give +2/+0, and this dies. They bounce a creature. I don't even know. Do I care if I lose these to a combat trick? Probably not. Let's see what they have. I mean, Rimrock Knight and their dwarf still dies, right? Yeah, okay. They have another trick as well. Double Rimrock Knight? Okay, that seems decent to me. They can play the Rimrock Knight now. Alright, lands. Ooh, Grumgully's a fine draw. let's go ahead and attack here. Play Grumgully and pass. Again, Rosethorn Acolytes, please, before my opponent gets super far ahead. I will block Curious Pair on Rimrock Knight. My opponent's Dwarf Tribal deck really coming together here. Unfortunately, this doesn't count as one of the 7 dwarves. Somehow, Rimrock Knight is not one of the 7 dwarves. Also, shouldn't this be a 7/7? Bloodhaze or Wolverine, not Vampire. Yes! That is what we want to draw. There's no reason to really do it pre-combat. That is probably our perfect draw. Into that. Beautiful. Here's the deck. This is what we put together. Pass the turn. Do I want to attack Grumgully into this? What could they possibly have? Another one of these? I'm fine with that trade. Alright, go ahead, opponent. Man, we draw a land off the top. We get to stick Garruk. Alright, I'm going to do what Andrea Mengucci does. Channel your energy, guys. We need to draw a land off the top. It can be any land. Yes! Alright, it's time. Garruk. And question is, what do we do? Destroy a creature? Yeah, let's just pounce this boy. Or we can make wolves. Oh, wolves. Wolves all the way. No attacks. They're 3/3s! They're 3/3s! Oh, this board is perfect. We got greedy and we got rewarded with the most perfect cards we could. Alright. Opponent also stumbled on mana, let's be real. Alright, we got to play our Garruk. We got to do it one time. We went off. Innkeeper, Rosethorn Acolyte, Garruk, Grumgully. Perfect. Alright, 5-1. I'm super satisfied with that. Let's go and roll into match number 7. Alright, calming down after that Garruk. Calming down. Yeah, this hand seems good. We get to go turn 3 Grumgully regardless of whether we draw a mountain, and then any 4th land gives us this Witch Stalker. If Grumgully resolves, this coming down as a 5/5 is big game. Big game. Also, Fierce Witch Stalker, what a common. No! Cards I don't want to see. My opponent's own Innkeeper. The turn 1 Innkeeper is scary. Maybe we can race it with just giant creatures. Alright, Innkeeper getting in there. Let's see if they have, like, the turn 2... No, they don't. Ooh, Garruk. Garruk. Alright, well, this is coming together pretty well. We have black mana with the golden egg. We didn't have to use it for red. Nice. Clockwork Servant's a good draw from the opponent. I don't think I'm willing to trade Grumgully. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if I play this and I have a 5/5, I'm okay trading Grumgully for this so my opponent can't outdraw me, but I think I'm just going to keep Grumgully back. It has a lot of value. We just saw that last game with Garruk. And next turn, actually, no, it's quite good because these mice are going to come in as 2/2s if Grumgully's on board. I just feel dumb saying Grumgully. All right, we are against white-green. The Questing Beast? I will trade my Witch Stalker in a heartbeat. Questing Beast. You have mythics as well, opponent. Yeah, get that out of here. This thing, just read it. Oh, I guess, so somebody in the comments gave me feedback. They said I should linger on the cards a little bit more when I'm drafting them. Unfortunately, I didn't do that this time. I didn't even really think about it, to be honest. So, fie on me, I suppose. I think I can attack with Witch Stalker here. If they trade with Questing Beast, that's fine. I was going to take that trade on blocks. And then I can play the Carriage, and I can afford to let this hit me since Garruk's not coming down this turn. The turn Garruk comes down, it's just going to blow up this Questing Beast. So I am actually going to jam with Witch Stalker, take any possible blocks they want to take, and then play Carriage, which is going to be insane with Grumgully. Just 2 2/2s and a 4/4. Unfortunately, there's no way to get the counter on this Carriage. And then next turn, we can play Garruk off of this golden egg. 2/2 mice. Grumgully, the generous to mice. Yeah, so I forget the name. I should have written it down. The person who suggested that I linger on the cards and let kind of people who don't know the cards as like quickly as most players, I should let them read the cards. Oh, please put a counter on Questing Beast. Yes, do it. Do it. All right, here's where I'm thankful there's no God's Willing in the format. Questing Beast is attacking. I am not going to block here, because it's just going to die anyway. And then remember, Garruk makes just friggin' 3/3 wolves with Grumgully on board. Alright, so let's go. Garruk, Cursed Huntmaster, Autopay, Black Mana out of nowhere. Kill your Questing Beast. Draw a card. Shazam. Drew a Mountain. I'm going to keep that in hand for Haggle. We are going to get in there with, I think, just Witch Stalker plus the Mouse. Even if they spend a lot of resources to kill Garruk, I'm looking quite fine here. I'm looking very good here. I have this thing as well. Alright, looks like a chump block. I mean, you can't take 9 here, I don't think. They have a weapon rack on... Ooh, actually, what does this mean? What trick am I running into? Outflank? They're going to deal 2... No, I want to put Innkeeper first. I just want to make sure that dies. It looks like Outflank to deal 2 to this, and then they still lose both their creatures. Yeah, opponent's just... This is kind of desperation mode for them. Weapon Rack is a card that I think is playable, but not particularly good. What can they even play here that... A second Questing Beast? That'd be pretty nice. I would just double block, I think. What could they have that they are not conceding? Once in future. Okay. So getting back Outflank and Questing Beast. I don't think that's going to cut it. And then they can play a creature. Flutterfox, sure. And then put a counter on Flutterfox. Okay. Still think they're probably super dead here. Maybe not super dead. Just Questing Beast isn't going to cut it next turn. Alright, so let's go Mountain plus make some wolves. One of those wolves can crew here, although I'm just going to leave it on defense. Tree Folk, put some counters on this. And then they block 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have to block here. Otherwise, they take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or if they block this, they take 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So I can get them to chump block here by putting counters out on mice, on a mouse, on a mice. Should I play around them having the giant? Probably. I can keep this in hand. Although I have this. Alright. Tap this. Crew. Attack with everything. They have to chump Enchanted Carriage. And then they go down to 1. Actually, they have to chump... It doesn't matter. They have to chump a 4/4. Because if they block Grumgully, they take 4, 8, 10 exactly. And then Questing Beast just isn't enough. They have to have the thing that destroys all non-giants, and then Enchanted Carriage actually gets them there. Plus, I have a Garruk on board. But opponent didn't concede, so... I mean, the giant... I don't think there's a single card in this set that can get him out of this now. There's no planar cleansing. Block the 2/2. So they want to keep Flutterfox on board. Okay, well, you die then. Maybe they might not have been looking at their life total there. I'm fine with this result. Jeez. Garruk, just kill your mythic and then pump out value. Also, that wolf got in that pumpkin carriage. Ooh, pretty. All right, so one more win gives us the sweep here. Not the clean sweep, but, you know, a slightly dusty sweep. And we could technically pick up one more loss and still have a game. So this is match 8 coming up for all the marbles. Again, thanks for watching. Let's see how it goes. All right, we're back for potentially the last match. This is not necessarily a game win in hand. Even if I knew there was a land on top, this could be a game win in hand. I'm going to mulligan. Ooh, this hand's pretty nice. What am I putting on the bottom? Not this. Maybe Raging Redcap. Maybe Garenbrig Carver. I guess it's... all these cards are kind of good. I want all the lands here, I think. Maybe the Tree Folk. This is tough. The Tree Folk's just really good with Redcap, but so is Garenbrig Carver. Alright. Most expensive card to the bottom. Have not played against a lot of blue decks. Ooh, Scalding Cauldron. Well, there goes my hopes and dreams, but it's okay. I'm still going to run this out. I'm going to make you do it, opponent. I'm going to make you do it. And that would be a good time to draw my Curious Pair, though. Bone Crusher Giant. I lose every time. I think I've lost every single game my opponents have played a Bone Crusher Giant in, although Slaying Fire does help. So, yeah, this card's so good. I will untie up. We will just do this now while we can. I'm going to take 2. Kill that. Pass the turn. My next play is probably going to get Scalding Cauldron. I'm going to run with the Trebuchet first. Oh, they are also Trebucheting me. Oh, never mind. That's much better. That is much better. All right, let me untap. No Siren Barrage. No Siren Barrage. Do not do it. Opponent, stop it. No. No. All right, well, now I need to draw a land so I can... not do that. All right, I'm going to go Trebuchet here and pass. I want to be able to play one of my 3-drops and have the Carver up to protect it from the Scalding Cauldron. I'm not in super bad shape here. They just had pretty good answers to my stuff. I don't actually mind the Innkeeper even being dead, technically. And they are down to 1 card and a single 7-dwarf. Ugh, Grumgully. All right, probably time to run out one of my 3-drops and just let it die. All right, so what you do here is put it on control. If I tap this now, yeah, let your knights enter the battlefield before you activate the Trebuchet's ability. Because if they were to like counter this somehow, and I had already tapped my Trebuchet, it wouldn't untap. So let it enter, let the Trebuchet's ability go on the stack, and then tap your Trebuchet to deal the damage. All right, and I imagine we're going to get hit by this Scalding Cauldron, which is fine. It's fine. Maybe not. Huh. No Scalding Cauldron. Interesting. Oh! That's like 14 dwarves. Okay, you can't really block profitably. But if they let me untap and I get to hold up Carver, that's not bad for me. Golden Egg, not great either. I really need to hit a 3rd land. I think I'm just going to play Acolytes. Again, really trying to bait here, but I can't take infinite damage. All right, let's go. Boom, boom, Golden Egg. I can just gain some life this turn if things go, like, horrendously wrong. Did I not Trebuchet at the end of my opponent's turn? I don't think I did. I'll play Curious Pair as a creature. Seems dorky. I'd rather just gain life this turn. All right. Pass to you, my opponent. Pass to you. Yeah, I don't think I pinged them on their end step, which is not tight play. Here's what I can do, though. If they... let's assume they have nothing in hand, which is a tough sell. Maybe they have another 7 dwarves. Heraldic Banner. That's pretty good, too. So this is going to be a 2-3. All right. Doesn't change my blocks very much. So what I'm going to do is go... oh, this is actually going to work pretty nicely, I think. Let's go... block this, and then hopefully they Scald and Tarn my red cap. If they Scald and Tarn the Trebuchet... oh, I can still use Garen Brig Carver then. Yeah, I need them to Scald and Tarn basically right now. Or, I keep saying Scald and Tarn. Scald and Cauldron. Ooh, they have an actual card in hand. Barge in. So +2/+0, or +2/+2, and their creatures have first strike. No, trample, right? They ordered this first, so I can go Carver on this. And are they going to have enough to kill both my creatures? No. But they will. I will lose my red cap. Although that shrinks this as well. Oh, they had 3 mana up. I'm such an idiot. I forgot the Heraldic Banner taps for mana, so they did have the thing. Now I'm just super dead. Am I just dead right now? Gonna take 3, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm probably just dead. I couldn't have played around that then. There was nothing I could have done, and I don't have the tools to get back in this game. So, yeah. I'm such an idiot. They had a... I was thinking they couldn't activate their cauldron there, but they could. They could activate their cauldron. And they did, and it killed us. There's nothing I could have done, though. I would have lost regardless, because I have to use my Carver there. I guess I can just let them go to combat, and then... No, because the barge in means I don't get to kill their guy. Yeah, that was a lose-lose for me. Not enough mana for me to deploy multiple threats that game, which really hurt me there. Also, Bone Crusher Giant just got a lot of work in there. It killed a creature, it dealt 2 damage to me, and it took a card out of my hand to deal with it. Anyway, that means one more match, and win or lose, this draft will be over. I've been pretty satisfied with my deck, so let's see if we can Garruk one more time. Match number 9. Match number 9 coming up. All right, match number 9. We asked for a Garruk. We have a Garruk. We have Mana Fixin' and Ramp, and we've got some things to kind of pave the way. So let's see if it's good enough. Let's lead with the Forest. This aggro decks all day, every day. Ooh, Slay and Fire is actually quite nice at paving the way. I would like to just get this spinning wheel down next turn if possible, but we'll see. This thing gets +1/+1 till end of turn whenever you cast a creature adventure. Ooh, another green-white adventure deck. Ooh, Acolyte as well. Ooh, everything's ooh. Acolyte's kind of the safe pick here, and I get to attack for 3. Safe pick, I meant safe play. Probably getting hit back for at least 3 on my opponent's turn. But next turn we can go, assuming nothing dies, we can go 1, 2, 3, spin and wheel. We would need to hit a land, but if we do, we can go 1, 2, 3, spin and wheel, Slay and Fire. Alternatively, we can just play +1/+1 counters. Okay, so yeah, we're going to get hit for 3 here, but my opponent's play is a little bit worse than my play, I think. Curious Pair does not scare me. See what I did there? You get it? You get it. All right, land off the top. All right, another Acolyte's not the worst either. I think Acolyte's probably better than Spin and Wheel, because it does let me get this attack in with the Squire. Yeah. And let's send it in. Pass back. Probably Slay and Fire, basically anything that comes up here. We have triple red off of our Acolytes, so if they go like 2 Unveil Tree Folk on this thing, we can still kill it. Fairy Guide Mother, solid, so I'm going to get hit for 5 in the air. Very nice. And then next turn we'll probably Spin and Wheel plus Slay and Fire. If we draw an untapped land, we can cast Garruk. I think they want to cast this, right? No, they're not casting Fairy Guide Mother, so they have something better to do than... They have a 2-drop to play or something like that. I think I want to wait on Garruk, even if I draw the land. I want it to be a little bit better protected. What could they have that they didn't cast this? It can't be that stupid Silver Flame Squire. We know that much. So I think we go Spin and Wheel and pass. Yeah, Silver Flame Squire is 3. I guess they could have Shepherd of the Flock. Oh, they have Ardenvale Tactician. I bet they have that. Let's see if they tap some things. No. So then what I'm going to do is if they end of turn Dizzy and Swoop, I'll use the mana to Slay and Fire. No, no Ardenvale Tactician. They have something that costs at least white mana in their hand. Outflank? Outflank doesn't seem good to keep up. Fairy Guide Mother. Again. Let's go here, let's Adamant this, and let's hope they can't just wreck me with their cards in hand. Because if we kill this in response, this Fairy Guide Mother gets countered. They need Insatiable Appetite or 2 pumps. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't do it. I don't know if they thought that would... Oh! They didn't think this was given 4 damage here. Oh, my opponent played around this being a 3 damage spell, not a 4 damage spell. Ooh. So they kind of blew that one. And here comes the Guide Mother, sure. So it's probably Garruk time. Although, I guess if they have another Guide Mother, that's not great. I can probably just plus Garrick. Yeah. Let's go Garrick and start plussing. Guide Mother's going to have to do a lot to get in there. I could also go Garrick and just kill Guide Mother here. And then if they have another Guide Mother, they get to kill Garrick. But I'm up quite a few cards in that exchange. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just kill this Fairy Guide Mother. Draw a card. Enchanted Carriage. And no attacks this turn. Alright, deal with my Garrick. This cannot plus. I think I keep saying plus, but this zeros. And then the wolves die and put loyalty counters on your Garruk, which is the only way to get to the -6. But honestly, like, if you just 0-0-0, you're going to win the game. So there's like a fake ultimate here. Yeah. Alright, I'll throw away a creature. I'm just going to replace this 2-2 with 2 better 2-2s anyway. So I think that's fine. And then Enchanted Carriage. I could actually go Golden Egg plus this to get in 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's worth just attacking here. And then playing Enchanted Carriage. That gives me 1,000,000 blockers. Approximately 1,000,000. Yeah, I think that chump block was perfectly fine because it just means Garruk gets to spit out and basically a extra 2-2. Okame Adversary, not as threatening this time. Threatening, but not as threatening. And they almost can't attack, right? Otherwise, Garruk's going to go up to 4. But I can attack with these. Just 0 Garruk again. I think I'm, well. This is actually kind of annoying, isn't it? I could tap it. And then crew this. Attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make 2 more wolves. They go block, block. They take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they have to block the carriage. This is probably all fine. Alright, let's make some wolves. Let's tap Areno. Or actually block this. Tap that. This is fine. They've got to throw away creatures here. Yeah, let's play a little bit more conservatively, I think. I'm going to go Golden Egg here. Into land. Into, I guess, end of turn tap. Yeah, end of turn tap, I guess the 3/5 maybe. And then untap tap. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Let's go and tap now. Just tap your 3/5. And then we untap. Turn this into a creature and they die. Yeah, so tap, spinning wheel coming in clutch here. Tap that, and they explode. All right, Garrick, you got the job done. Oh, look at that. The best card in the set won some matches. Did lose to Oko, though, so who's the real Hunt Master? All right, so again, I wish I could go back and look at the deck that I just drafted, but not bad. 7-2. We picked up a loss. It was in round 2 to, I think, just an aggro deck, right? With the green-white deck, it got us with the Oko. And then we lost that previous match there, but pretty happy overall. I mean, how can I be disappointed? I opened a Garruk, and Garruk smashed face. I think our deck was solid. We got to do the Grumgully thing a couple times, too, and that was great. Can we just open this card once? That'd be nice. So, as is Mana Rock's tradition, we will open the packs that we won here. Not that there's anything super exciting. And then I guess I could see that last game going pretty poorly if my opponent had not played into the Slay and Fire. Or if this was actually only 3 damage and we used it and they saved their guy. It could have been a lot of trouble. Garruk's busted, though, so it didn't matter. All right, Dance of the Mance. All right, so that's going to go ahead and do it. This was our first best of 1 draft, and we managed to do the 7-win sweep despite picking up a couple losses here and there, and it was pretty fun. I think our deck was solid, even though I don't think red-green is really like the best thing in the world. Sometimes you just beat down, and that's good enough. Also, we had the best card in the set, but that's neither here nor there. So, at any rate, as always, thanks for hanging out. If you're here at the end of the video, which, you know, everybody's already left within the first 10 minutes of these videos. If you're here at the end, first off, thank you. There's so much Magic content out there, and you're spending your time on Mana Rocks. That's awesome. Thanks for any feedback you decide to leave in the comments below. Again, I'll try to get better with the whole not moving my mouse around and lingering on some of the cards during the draft so people can read them. Kind of just blanked on it this time. And, yeah, thanks for all your feedback. Find us on Twitter, MTG_ManaRocks, or subscribe below on YouTube for more content, and let me know whether you prefer the best of 1 or best of 3 drafts for Eldraine or any set in the future. All right, that's going to go ahead and do it. Thanks for watching. My name's Timothy with Mana Rocks, and I'll see you all next time.